speaking of Valentine's, today's topic is going to be why you should never, ever, 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 ever live with your girl in the same crib. Now you're probably saying, Fresh, Myron, wait, hold on. What if I get married with kids and house? Of course, that's a little bit different. We're talking about a girlfriend that you're actually living with that's not your actual wife beforehand. Now, more often than not, guys, you talk to a chick, you meet her outside, whatever, and if you got game, you got some riz, whatever you want to call it, she might come to your crib and stay a day, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5 days at your crib. You're like, damn, this is actually pretty good. Like, sex is amazing. She's a good girl. I feel like I could do this shit long term. You see, you know what? You can move in whenever you feel like. And surprisingly, though, this happens more often than you would think, especially here in Miami. So a lot of people will meet, they hook up, whatever, have a good vibe, and then before you know it, they live in the same house together. The problem is that, like, things can always go awry. And when you don't know how to maneuver with a girl long term, you lose frame, you lose passion, you lose purpose. You end up being a cuck, pretty much, to yourself. So, in essence, guys, you got to understand that, like, TTS? Cool. One sec.
Raj tip $50. Hey F and F, appreciate all that you do for us.
Shout out to you,
Also,
Raj.
Myron, just want to say thank you. The way that you break things down not only makes it easy me to understand, but I can also articulate myself to other people too.
Sweet. I'm glad. I don't know if you mean in the dating aspect or the geopolitical space, but either way, I appreciate the compliment, man. I really do try to, I know some people watch the debrief and you're like, oh, this is kind of redundant, Myron. But you got to remember that we're getting a lot of new viewers. A lot of people are tuning in, so I kind of have to explain things from the beginning with the stuff. But yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I really do try to, take it from remedial all the way to fairly competent, so you guys get an idea of what's going on here. Because I do understand, and I'm sensitive to the fact that some of you guys might not be aware of some of the geopolitical topics I cover. So I try to, cover it all so you guys are able to understand it and if you want to speak on it at a basic level if you choose to.
Yes.
What else do we got?
Any more TTS? Oh, no, that was good. Cool. All right, so moving on smartly, we got like 5 topics to cover today regarding why you should never live with your girlfriend long term, at least. Now, number 1, this is pretty simple, pretty basic, but it happens to everybody. You could be white, black, Asian, tall, short, doesn't matter. You lose frame control over a period of time. Now, you could be the biggest, most, tallest, most masculine alpha out there. We got even our friends at Tates that live in Romania, and they don't live with their girlfriends or wives for good reason. It's because when time passes, no matter who you are, things get softer. You tend to say, you know what? You want to stay in, watch a movie, you get some ice cream with her, you take her out. Oh, babe, can we cuddle? And before you know it, time passes along and you're like, damn, I didn't go to the gym today. I didn't work on my business. I've been with my chick all day. I didn't get shit done. And it just takes 1 or 2 instances where you do this actual activity where you just kind of say, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. You put it off tomorrow or next week. Just chill with your girl. Guys, if you understand what I'm saying here, it probably happened to you as well in the past when you live with a chick. You're like, you know what? I could do that next week or I could do that tomorrow. And you may say, well, Fresh, I'm strong, bro. I got willpower. I could go past that shit. Well, you can for a little bit, but not forever. And it happens to everybody. No one's really safe because at some point in time, you're going to bend the knee, no pun intended, bend the knee to her will or her way at some point. Now, when it comes to frame, if you have a girl in your life that you're going to be with long term, just to miss you, just to want to be with you when she's not with you, of course, which means, if, for example, if she's at her crib, she's at work, whatever. But if she lives with you and she's actually with you all the time, which is number 2, obviously makes her heart grow fonder, especially with time. It's because you're going to be with her all day nonstop. It means you wake up, you get breakfast, she knows when your alarm goes off, she knows what you want to eat, where you go, who's calling you. All these things take away the mystery of you being that guy for her, which means automatically you become pretty much like a friend or roommate. Not lover, not her man, but a roommate. The problem is, guys, that this dynamic here is not made for men to progress and succeed successfully, because you're not becoming a casualty of circumstances living together, which means you become I want to say the word cuck, but you become kind of complacent, because when you live with a woman, bro, you become almost in this weird way under her spells. I know it sounds crazy, but I can't put it into words, but it's more like you become like lazy in a way, which I think is why you should live with your brothers or live with someone that's like a man, because you're that competitive spirit back and forth, or just live by yourself. And then also you have peace as well. Peace of mind, no arguments, no headaches. Listen, I'm all for having a girlfriend or having a girl you care about and you love, but she can live at her own crib, bro. Get her another crib if you need to, another apartment, live in your apartment. You guys come together whenever you're ready. You travel, go out. But at the same time, man, like living with your girl, guys, I'm telling you right now, we've seen it thousands of times on the show, outside the show. You lose frame and control over a period of time. And I think for most people here, if you want to actually have a girlfriend long-term or wife long-term, yeah, you want to test out how things are together, but living together for a long period of time, it's never a good idea. So number one, again, guys, you lose control and frame over a period of time. You don't want that at all in your lifestyle.
Yeah. Look, man, I think it's very important for guys to realize that when you live with your girl, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start to inevitably become lazy, softer. You know, convenience breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds contempt when it comes to females. You know, girls want a guy that they can't rein in, that they can't control, that is mysterious. And a big part of you being able to maintain that attraction is by you not being too available. And I know some of you guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about, Myron? Like, that's weird. Yeah. Female attraction, guys, doesn't make sense. This is why so many guys, this is why so many men struggle with women. Because if you look at things from a logically sound perspective, you know, you would think the better you treat her, the more you wait night, the more you be a gentleman, the more time you spend with her, the more you invest, right? The more you get back. Well, let me tell you guys something. When it comes to women is the one endeavor where the more time you invest, the more resources you put in, the more attention you give it, it actually is detrimental to you, right? And this is contrary to everything you've been taught as a man. Since the time you were a little boy, what did they do? Hey, go to school, get an education, work really hard, make money. If you do this and you're diligent for 10 to 20 years, you're going to end up becoming successful. So everything about the masculine journey is about putting in effort, having merit, and being patient and having delayed gratification. The only thing that doesn't abide by these universal laws of success is females. Because ironically enough, the more time and effort you put into them, the more likely you are to lose your investment. And I know this is like completely backwards, but this is why so many men struggle, especially guys that are smart, mathematically sound, engineers, etc. Like, they struggle the most with women because they can't figure them out because it doesn't make sense. And the problem is because the female is an emotional creature, okay? And emotions change, right? They're not subject to the familiarity of like a math equation or 1 + 1 is 2 or things making sense. Women don't abide by these universal laws of logic. So with that said, I think step one is to recognize that you're dealing with someone who, quite frankly, doesn't make sense in their sexual strategy. That's number one. And then number two, by identifying that, you realize that a large part of your sexual market value to that woman is your anonymity. Now, the anonymity, okay, is determined by your availability. And if you live with a girl, you're always available, familiarity sets in, and then she loses attraction for you. Very simple, right? Now, but, you know, you're not going to hear this from mainstream media. They're going to tell you, oh, yeah, live with your girl. Yeah, you save rent. You make money. You're able to have a dink, double income, no kids. Like, no, man, it's completely detrimental to you because what ends up happening is your girlfriend quickly turns into your roommate and resentment is going to come. Okay? So don't live with your girl, guys. It's one of the stupidest things you can do. Now, are there some guys that can do it? We talked about this with Donovan Sharp. He lives with his girl, right? And he's been able to make it work. But not everyone can do it. And I know most of you guys, maybe entry-level red pill awareness, maybe some of you guys have bad habits that your girl can exploit. Like, it's not for everyone. So what we say is, look, for a majority of you guys, you're going to almost always be better off not living with your girl, you know, outside of some extreme circumstances where like you're someone like Donovan Sharp who lives and breathes this stuff. Your wife is intimately involved in your business. So it makes a lot of pragmatic sense for her to be living with you because she's literally running a lot of your social media platforms and that convenience helps you run your business better. But outside of, you know, circumstances like that, most of you guys, 90% of the time, should not be living with your woman.
Also, to your point, people will choose the wrong girl to live with. For example, Donovan knows his woman very well. So that choice in self
was with her for like 4 or 5 years before.
Is a dub because he knows his woman. You might meet a chick. Oh, she's beautiful. She's a 9. Mind you, it's funny. Guys will be like, oh, I met a 9 or 10, bro. I'm gonna wife her up. When you live with a chick that's a 9 or 10, she becomes like a 6 or 7. It's this time itself takes away the joy and lust of it pretty much. And it's almost like if like it's gonna weigh down on what you think of a person. So even you yourself as the man, if she knows you that well, where's the mystery? No mystery at all. I got a friend that wears glasses to the club. You might say, that's dumb, bro. Why'd you wear glasses to the club? And he has game, his riz, all that stuff. He talked to girls. They're like, wow, this guy is like super charming, but I don't know his eye color. It's because the mystery's there. So it sounds kind of crazy, but like having a mystery keeps things alive long term. If not, then, oh, I know this guy very well. I know what he's going to do. He's very predictable. I'm bored. Remember, women's emotions are like a roller coaster, up and down. Without that, it's a straight road. It's going to be boring as hell. So indefinitely, if she does not have that mystery, she will leave at some point or cheat on your ass at some point as well. Either way, living with a girl is an L, especially if you're not going to be masterful or know how to find a girl long term that's good for you. And I think just in general, like what Myron's saying here, you're not going to find the right person, maybe. And even if you do, the chance of you keeping framed the whole time will be definitely lower because, again, it takes experience and time. And to be honest with you guys, it's a chance you're taking. So I would say in that sense, guys, avoid living with a girl long term. Now, number 3, she can call the cops. She can either set you up if she gets mad at you, live with her long term. And what happens is, guys, girls definitely don't want to lose their spot at your crib because they put in time and effort. They invested into you in their own way. Now, what happens is, let's say you piss her off, you get her mad, and she's like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm going to teach him a lesson. She may even say, all right, I'm going to hit myself. I'm going to bruise myself and say, he did it to me, so he doesn't fuck with me at all. For example, you may even just say, listen, I don't want you going out with your friends. What'd you tell me? And she gets an attitude, whatever, and then before you know it, 4 days later, she calls the cops and says that you hit her. Or it could be something as crazy as like, oh, I think you're cheating on me. Whatever reason it is, she has the option to do this to you at any time, any given time. Now, she gets mail to your house. She has things come to your house naturally. She has the right to do this because she lives in your house, and she's obviously a resident at your house. So by default, her even just being there can cause you issues because she has the option to do it to you. Now, at the same time, guys, like we can't predict what she's gonna do anyway. But what I'm saying is like the fact that she can actually do it with the option is crazy. So my thing is like having her in your home for an extended period of time or getting mail to your house is definitely gonna be out for you no matter what as well.